Hello and welcome to Crypto Weeklies. In this video, we are going to discuss Chainlink and its token Link and its USD pair analysis and forecast. None of the content is financial advice. Link on its USD pair has been going down since about its December 2024 highs of about $30. That $30 level corresponded to the 0.5 Fib level from the 2021 high to the 2022-2023 lows. From that $52 high that Chainlink achieved in 2021 to the to the June 2023 bottom of less than $5. The price has been from that point in time rallying on this ascending white line, which was acting as a support again on a larger time period. There were about couple of weeks in late March to early May 2025 when the price broke down from this ascending white line. Now the price is coming back to the level of about $13, which kind of meets the lower half or the lower part of the trend line again. On the other hand, the 20-week simple moving averages are going down, and potentially they could meet at around $14 sometime mid to late July of 2025. The key level to watch is at around $16, which is the 0.236 Fib level from the retracement perspective. The second level is at around $23. So those are the 3 to 4 key levels to watch. First being at around $14, and then the second at around $16, and the third at around $23. From the machine learning based and the regression based forecast for Chainlink and its token Link, this is available on cryptoweeklies.com for free. You don't have to pay or sign up for it. This is the weekly price action for Link, weekly averages since the token launch in 2017, since November 2017. This price action has been used to train the machine learning model using seasonal ARIMA, LSTM, and XGBoost machine learning models. The three scenarios forecasted by the machine learning model over the next 6 months for the price action in a non-Euphoria bull case for Link. If the market presents that kind of a 1 standard deviation bull case, the ceiling estimated per the machine learning model is price action between $14.50 and about $25.48. And a $25 Link would be slightly above the 0.382 Fib level, but not quite as high as about 0.5 Fib level. In case the market exhibits some sort of a euphoria in the next 6 months, that could be theoretically till the end of till about the end of November of 2025. Again, we haven't this model has not considered what could happen in December. The models look 6 months in advance. The Euphoria case for Link is between $16 and about $39 to $40. A $40 Link per this model would correspond to the point slightly above the 0.618. Price action has not seen the 0.618 essentially since about November 2021. Again, the Link in its previous market cycle peaked early on in the May 2021 top, not the 69k top for Bitcoin in November 2021. So that is one key point to remember. Again, the top for Link came in early in the cycle back in 2021 cycle. This time around in 2025, Link has been a laggard, especially since the price action took a downturn since about December 2024. That's the 2 standard deviation case about taking about price action to about $40. If there is a blow off top, the 3 standard deviation case in that phase is forecasted at around price action between again, this is the 99.7 percentile ceiling price action within these red line bounds between $17.64 and about $58.92. So slightly under that $59, whereas the price action in the last cycle peaked at around $52. So again, from the machine learning price forecast perspective, a new all-time high is still theoretically possible during a blow off top or a 3 standard deviation bullish rally in the next 6 months of the later half of the post halving year. If you are interested in looking at these scenarios in a tabular format, they are available at the bottom. The 68 percentile is the 1 standard deviation, 95 is 2 standard deviation, and 99.7 is the 3 standard deviation case, and corresponding timelines on where the machine learning based model sees that the price action could go at these levels using historical price action. In case of a continued downturn in the next 6 months, the price action support is between $8 and about $12. The next analysis for Link is the regression based fair value. If the current price action is fairly valued or the token is undervalued. Per the model, Link is undervalued at this point in time. The fair value is at around $38.52. If the fair value is represented by this pink line, the major bottoms occur when the price action is one standard deviation lower than residual lower than the fair value, which is this green line. Especially helped identify the accumulation phase since May of 2022 for Link till about end of June of 2023, and now back since about March 2025 to this end of June 2025 almost. That has been a secondary accumulation phase per the regression based model. If the price action were to go that one standard deviation residual to the downside, that also correspond to that $23 level, which is again confluent with the 0.382. Needs to see that kind of price action to justify that end of that undervaluation phase. Again, not financial advice. The fair value is at around $40, that is close to that 0.786. As the bias for this fair value is an increasing function, at least at this phase of the market cycle. This is a polynomial regression based model, helps identify the undulations and modulations in the crypto asset class, that is during the oscillation during the bullish market is an upward bias, whereas in the bearish market even the fair value per this polynomial regression model goes down with time, again to identify a kind of a sine wave motion of a asset class. In terms of the one standard deviation residual applied to the fair value to the upside to identify what is a euphoria phase in the market cycle, this yellow line helps identify if the price action has moved into a euphoria territory. Per this model, if the price action were to go beyond $70 in this next half of the 2025 year, that could correspond to, if the price action were to go to levels above $70, that could correspond to a euphoria phase in the market cycle. Again, there are no guarantees that the price action does go to that euphoria case. The machine learning based model says that the top could be somewhere at around $60. But again, there is no such thing as a sure thing. That's why at the end, we'll cover the confluence of all the models aggregating the behavior across different models. The DCA model, which takes into the queue the regression based model that we just saw, and color codes the price action based on the risk levels. The cooler colors are associated with the low risk zone, whereas the warmer colors are with the high risk zone. The coolest being the purple, then followed by this Dodger blue. They are price action when the risk levels is less than 20%, again historically speaking. Lower than 20%, again at least this model helps to tune out the noise when the price action is in an elevated risk. If you want to go even lower, less than 10%, helps identify major bottoms that Link has established. Again, this model thinks that what the price action pattern since April 2022 till May 2023 is kind of similar to what the current price action is. If the price action were to go to that intermediate risk level between 0.4 and 0.6 risk, per this model, the forecasted price action for Link is between $54, which is slightly higher than the previous all-time high, and $75. That's where that the one standard deviation residual that we saw for the regression based model could theoretically play out with that price action target between $55 and about $75 per the regression based model. For Link, per the simple moving average, the 20-week simple moving average price based model, the risk is at around 30% or 0.3. If this risk were to go between that intermediate level between 0.4 and 0.6, the risk per this model, the price action are slightly lower. Price action based target are slightly lower between $25 and about $30. This is a 20-week simple moving average based risk based model. This model also did a decent job in identifying the peaks, although the DCA model did a better job in identifying the tops. This model did a slightly better job at identifying the bottom. This model did a better job at identifying the tops, whereas the other model did a great job in identifying the bottoms. Again, that's why we have multiple models instead of looking at one model at a time and trying to hope it eventually works out. Again, this model between that intermediate risk, you can see between that 0.4 to 0.6 risk, that is at least a start of a major rally. It gets identified by the risk level between 0.4 and 0.6, historically speaking. So right now the price action is slightly lower risk than that 0.4 to 0.6 level. If the price action were to go to 25 to $30, that could raise that resistances level between that 0.382 and the 0.5 risk level, both being between close to that $25 to $30 target for Link. So that's the lower end or the conservative forecast for Link. The time weighted average price model helped identify the clear cut accumulation zone when the price was lower than the blue line, which is the time weighted average price. After this move beyond the time weighted average price since October 2023, this major lows that Link has had since October 2023 held support at this blue line 1, 2, 3, and now the potentially the fourth time in April 2025. This time weighted average price for Link is coming in at around $10.25. So in potentially in mid to late 2026, that is next year, if the price action trades below this time weighted average price, that is this blue line, that could be a key level to watch in the accumulation in the next bear market. Again, if you like this risk-based accumulation and distribution analysis, again, not financial advice, please give a like and subscribe to stay updated with this kind of machine learning based and risk based and data analytics and data science based journey to identify valuation of cryptos. So in terms of the overall estimated bull run peak for Link, with all of these model composite weighted risk is coming at less than 15% per interpretation of this 3 risk based model. Again, this model does not include the machine learning based price forecast, but the risk based model, the time weighted average price, the simple moving average, and the regression risk estimated bull target around $90 for Link. Again, that is if all the 3 models have a weighted risk of about 95%. If you are slightly more conservative and think that the weighted risk at the peak is closer to that 0.6 to 0.8 level, you could divide this by divide or multiply this by 0.6 or 0.8. If you multiply it by 0.6, the price action forecast would be at around $45, whereas if you multiply that by 0.8, then at around $72. So between $45 and $72 is slightly more realistic. If the price action were to go to that estimated bull run peak, that would represent about a 7x reward from the current price of about $13. And with that, I would like to conclude the video. Hope you enjoyed the content. Please give a like and subscribe, and hope to see you again tomorrow. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.